Meeting with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. You can see some of the peace protests in Seoul, South Korea. Activists and members of several religious groups in South Korea came together in Seoul with candles to take part in a vigil and pray for peace and a successful meeting between the two leaders. President Trump arrives in Singapore a little less than 24 hours from now. Live coverage here on the Fox News channel as it happens throughout the next couple of days. The president earlier today said this is a one-time shot for the North Korean dictator. Joining us now for what to expect, Bruce Klingner, senior research fellow with the Heritage Foundation, former deputy division chief for Korea at the CIA. 20 years at the CIA. Did you ever think we were going to be less than 24 hours away from the president of the United States, the president of North Korea sitting down? Did you guys contemplate this?
Well, we probably did, but it's certainly still coming as a surprise. And even though the run-up to it has been a pretty bumpy road, I think expectations have been lowered. The president is, I think, lowering expectations.
Almost continually, the expectations are going down.
Exactly. He had talked about, he always said he might walk away or we never know what will happen, but he also seemed to be setting, the bar pretty high for expectations that it would be kind of a major breakthrough. But I think once the North Koreans kind of basically publicly reiterated what was their long-standing policy on denuclearization, that surprised the White House, and they realized there was a bigger gap between the two.
Yeah, there does seem to be a huge distance between our version of denuclearization and their version of denuclearization. At the CIA, you guys spent so much time trying to develop a psychological profile of the Kims, understand who these people were, what they wanted. The president has his own feelings about sizing up Chairman Kim. Take a listen.
The way they say that if you're going to like somebody in the first 5 seconds. You ever hear that one? Well, I think that very quickly I'll know whether or not something good is going to happen. And if I think it won't happen, I'm not going to waste my time. I don't want to waste his time.
It would seem as though it's in Chairman Kim's great personal interest and his country's interest to make it seem like something is going to happen and to play this out for a long time.
Exactly. And what we saw Kim Jong-un doing at the intra-Korean summit was acting very gregarious, very respectful to the South Korean president. They seemed to hit it off, and so the South Korean president was very eager to reduce tensions on the peninsula, not only between the two Koreas, but also setting the stage for a U.S.-North Korea successful summit.
How does the U.S. avoid getting played here? Because the North Koreans have been geniuses at doing it in the past.
Right. I think really two basic things are we have to have, if we end up with an agreement, is very detailed text, very similar to what we had with the Soviet Union and the Warsaw Pact with the Arms Control Treaty, very clearly delineating everyone's responsibility. And the second aspect is a robust verification regime.
We had both of those with the North Koreans, and they still broke it.
Well, actually, all of the agreements with the North Koreans in the past have been very short, very vague, and very insufficient verification. But with the arms control treaties, we didn't trust the Soviets, but we had good verification and very detailed treaties.
On a more granular level, though, we know President Trump likes to get deals done. He likes that photo op. He likes those moments. There's been a lot of criticism over the deal with ZTE, with the Chinese telecom company, that he was sort of too eager to make something happen and to garner some goodwill with the Chinese. More specifically, what do you watch for in that meeting when we're going to get tape of those two leaders together? We've played video of them side by side for a long time. When they're actually in that room, what are you going to be watching for? Well,
we're going to be looking for what kind of agreement comes out, whether it's very extensive or whether it's just more a short joint statement, a meeting of the minds. We were successful enough to allow for subsequent meetings.
So the president says, I'm going to be able to figure out a lot in 5 seconds. You, not so much.
Well, at least as CIA analysts, we'd take a lot longer than 5 seconds to make a conclusion.
All right. Bruce, we appreciate you being with us. We appreciate your insights and your service over those 20 years. And you're going to be busier over the next couple of days, I think you ever were at the CIA, maybe.
I think so.
All right. It's good to see you, sir. Thanks. Liz?
All right, after the break, a shot at the elusive Triple Crown. Brian Yennis is live.